Alright guys, welcome back. Joe again here from Their World Aquatics, and here we go, top of spring. Time to jump back on this ornamental pond. Let me tell you what we got planned. Alright, so it's been a long, grueling winter. Thank goodness it is over. Snow is melted, the sun is out, and everything is starting to turn green again. So obviously the first thing to do is we got to pull off this tarp that's been sitting here since last October. Kind of get back in here and reshape things up, and then we're probably going to be jumping onto the liner and start to prep for putting in all the big rocks. Alright guys, just a quick update on what happened today. So I got the call from Paul over at Arcadia Glass House, and that is where the big tractor trailer truck showed up from Webb's Supply. That's where you get all the pond supply equipment from, and that is where we got these two boxes here, 15 by 40s. This is the underlayments that go underneath the pond liner, which is a 30 by 40 45 mil thickness EPDM Firestone liner, and man, that thing is heavy. I think they said this right here weighed 280 pounds. So I got to figure out how to get that off the back of the truck. Probably going to end up well, I'll probably do a couple curls with it and a couple squats, and then I'll probably put it in position, so no big deal. But just kidding. Over here, we grabbed this on Saturday, so definitely a special thanks to Jenny Mish from Menor area, kind of like close to Menor on the Lake here in Ohio. They put an ad on Facebook Marketplace, so this was free. So we went ahead and grabbed all of these stones from her yard. So definitely a special thanks to Jenny and her husband for allowing us to swing over there and grab all of these rocks, which are definitely going to help putting this crazy waterfall together here in the next couple weeks. But man, look what happens after a couple rains. It's falling apart. So I got to get in there with the shovel and really start to dress this out. So this is going to be a big weekend. Going to clean all this up and try to bring this back to what makes a little bit more sense. So all right, and then obviously we're jumping back on these corners. This is probably going to be the biggest project, by taking some of these blocks, making the angles, pouring a footer down inside there, and try to beef up this wall on the left and the right, like I talked about earlier. So kind of exciting. Spring is here. All the supplies are pretty much here, and it's time to really get this thing rolling. So let's get on it. All right, I just bashed my hand right here on the left side with the hammer. Oh God, that flipping is killing me right now. I was driving in that rebar over here on the left. So as you can tell, guys, the areas where the footers are going to go are opened up right now. So I've got this over here on the left. We're probably about 14 inches wide, probably close to about 40 inches in length. So left side's ready, right side's ready. And as you can see, I picked up the mixture from the rental company down the road, and I went to Home Depot and picked up 20 bags of 80-pound concrete mix. So with that being said, let's turn on the hose. Let's make some concrete and get these footers in so that we can start putting the blocks on top. Let's roll. So ended up putting 6 bags on the left and 7 bags on the right. There we are, we're set up for the night. Concrete pours are both in. Nice footers, we've got the rebar in there, which obviously will work its way through the hollows of the block once we start setting that block. And then eventually all the hollows will get filled. So there it is. Here's day one of getting this thing at least one step closer. All right, guys, we're back at it. Day 2. We're going to jump on these walls. I got my buddy here, Jesse. You going to help out today?
Yes, sir. All
right, that's what I'm talking about, man. So here's the concrete mixture. We got the water. And let me just show you where we kind of left off. I just broke the forms off from yesterday's pour for the footers. So this elevation here now matches the original elevation from last year. And I guess what's going to happen here is we're going to lay 4 courses of block, and we're going to stop right about here. So that's going to be for a nice transition on both sides of the pond. You can see I scribed it, so we now know where the first row is going to be at. So with that said, let's go ahead and make some motor. I got the water on the left. There's the Type S motor mix in the bag right here, 80-pound bag. We'll go ahead and mix this up and go ahead and throw down the first course. And then once that's done later tonight, we're going to go ahead and fill the hollows of all the block. So you can see on the back of the truck, I've got 16 blocks standing by. So with that being said, let's go ahead and knock this out. Ready? All right, let's roll. All right, I got 4 courses up on both sides. Now what I'm doing is I'm making up the mud. It's the good stuff. We're going to pour this down inside the hollows. That'll stiffen up the walls. Got 160 pounds in the pot right now. Be ready here in a few moments. And then I think what's going to happen is once these are all filled up to the top, we are going to probably get a solid 4-inch block on top, which is great because that's going to bring me right to about where I want to be. And then we're going to kind of frame this out right here, and we're going to pour concrete down inside this area here and lock it all in. The hollows are filled, and I actually just put a little bit of bracing down here just to kind of walk that corner in. So I got some extra mud, so I went ahead and filled down inside there. So we got a nice footer down there for the block, a little bit back here, and the same with over here. So now all these hollows are completely filled, and same thing, we're kind of jammed up right there in the corner. So all that's kind of locked in right now. So probably gonna let this set up overnight, and then I'm going to create something right here on this edge. Like I said, that's going to be filled with concrete all the way to the top. That'll be a nice smooth transition from the liner, which obviously is going to go right through here and walk right into that 3x3 angle iron. All right, we'll let this set up, and we'll jump on the next step tomorrow. All right, well, we had a little bit more sunlight, so I thought, heck, let's just go for it. So I got some boards out, came up with some crazy looking cribbing, kind of pinned everything in there, and with that we went ahead and made up a couple more batches. Same thing, I think we are just, well, one bag here, so 80 pounds is what it took to fill this section right here. And then over here, same thing, boards locking everything in, filled right to the top. So if anything, that's kind of like a keystone. That really is going to lock stuff together now between this new block wall, the 3x3 angle iron, the front main wall. But I'll tell you what, this right here, that's, to me, that's a pretty key player. That's like a keystone. So pretty excited. Day 2, we're all wrapped up here. Gonna go ahead and start cleaning things up. Now tomorrow, like just for a few seconds ago, I had some extra mud, so I started filling up underneath the angle iron. Tomorrow, probably going to create for some type of bracing, because I need a smooth transition from this lip kind of right down into the dirt. So I got to kind of clean this thing up a little bit. Really can't do nothing with that tonight with all the bracing that's kind of in the way. So we're forced to stop here, let it dry for the night, and then we'll come back on day 3 and start shaping all this out. So that should look pretty good. All right, we're done for day 2. I'm out. All right, guys, day 3. This is a quick one. I just got off work, so I've only had the ability to work on this for about 2 hours. But as you can see, I went ahead and took off all of the bracing around both walls. Got a little bit of a pile of wood going on inside there. Let me jump down inside here. So now you got kind of a better view of what it is I created. Guess, like I say, we'll call this the keystone. We're definitely locked in now, so this thing is not moving anywhere. So I'm kind of pleased with that. But as far as today, day 3, what I went ahead and did, I was kind of cleaned out this whole area. We put a 2x8 8 on the ground, and threw down probably 3 bags of concrete, kind of smooth that out a little bit. I was going to go right into that lip, but it's actually kind of difficult to get the, I mean, I've got concrete up underneath that 3x3 angle iron. It's not like it's going to come down at all, but I was hoping to get to that lip. But the only way to do that is to do it in multiple pours, because it's obviously settling down on an angle. So I do have a pretty good slump, but still it's kind of fighting me. But I do think I'm kind of overkilling this a little bit. So I think we're probably going to stop there, let this set up during the night. We'll go ahead and break off all that bracing, and then the shaping will begin. Right, so I can bring that dirt right up inside here, you know, pack it up underneath here, and this will be a nice smooth transition right down into the bottom of the pond. So I think we're good right there. I think I need to stop. I think I'm way overkilling this. But other than that, I think the next step is to jump on to shaping the walls out, because man, I tell you what, I might have taken off the cover just a tad too soon. We have been bombarded by multiple rains this last couple weeks. This was all covered up for the winter, and I might have jumped the gun on this. Look what just a couple rains have done. It really just eroded all the walls. So I think the next step is to get in there with a shovel and really start reshaping this whole thing out. But at least now we've got some good side walls, good base down there. And I think this next part won't be as bad, because this will be kind of fun, just shaping this kind of stuff out. But I think we're going to wrap it up there for this video. Appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, and just kind of following along. This is part 3 of this video of the pond build out. And hopefully here on part 4, we really jump into the liner and maybe start setting some big rocks. So, all right, thanks for watching. We're going to see you on the next one. Till then, we're out of here.